So do you think British culture has disappeared? I was thinking about culture because I was watching Friends a while back. So do you think our British culture has disappeared for those of you who live in the UK still? And what about the ones, you guys who live in Australia or America? Do you think your culture has gone? I think ours is disappearing very, very quickly. When I think of other cultures, I think of like America. For me, it's Friends. It's the New Yorkers, however you say that. You know, they got that tough, strong accent, and they're tough people. And then you know you got them lot sat in what's the cafe in Friends? You know the one I mean. And they're sat there, and that's America for me. That's modern USA and culture and how they are. And for Australia, I always think of them, you know, wanting a tinny, going down and having a barbie, and you know, Bondi Beach and all those lovely young men in their nice muscly swimsuits, looking gorgeous and tanned. And that's what it was about. And obviously families getting into their ute, is it? Or is that American? I think it's Australian. And heading off into the wilds of beyonds and coming across kangaroos and stuff like that. So that's Australia for me. Then there's Europe. There's like the Italians who are very, you know, the men are very, what's the word? They like the women, you know, they're pinching your bottoms and talking amore to you and stuff like that. And for Germans, I always see them as these fastidiously clean people who just love everything to be spotlessly clean. Yeah, so do you think our cultures are disappearing in this multicultural, globalistic world that we're becoming? That's quite sad, isn't it? Because we're always proud of our land, aren't we? And of the things that we do and the things we are, like the Liverpudlians. You always know a Liverpudlian when you come across one. You can't miss that accent. Or the Brummie. You know, you think of Noddy Holder. Typical Brummie. And it just all seems to be disappearing. You know, it's not there anymore. I've heard a couple of rock stars and people like Rowan Atkinson and others who've said, you know, it's disappearing. It's going. Our way of life, our British way of life is disappearing. Very sad. What do you think? What's it like in your country? Do you feel that that's disappearing? Is there a country around where... I'm thinking Poland maybe, where it's not disappearing, it's growing. The nationalism, the devotion to your country is growing. I think of Poland being there. I'm not quite sure where else really. Maybe Russia. They do. I mean, even the people who've moved to Russia that I've got on videos love integrating into the Russian way. They don't say, oh, I'm going to stay with my British way. You know, he's telling us about the Russian foibles and way people do things. And, you know, they accept that and they do it. People who come to this country, they want us to accept their way of life. And, you know, things disappear. And it's very, very sad. But, yeah, Poland and Russia, I'm going to stick with Russia as well, who are sticking to their guns of being the country they have always been. And I wonder why people like Keir Starmer and Boris Johnson and others are more than happy for us to lose that. Boris is such a British type of person, isn't he? He's blonde, bumbling. I was going to say Harrods. Eton. You know, he's just so typically British. And yet he's quite happy for all of that to disappear because of money. Because of being wealthy. So it's very, very sad. And they'll get so fed up of this country becoming the dirty, rat-infested, street-infested place it's becoming. They'll just sod off somewhere else. You know, Barbados or Tristan da Cunha or wherever. And they won't be bothered about us little lot trying to survive, will they? The younger generation, how are they seeing this country now? I'll talk about Britain because you'll probably come back with your idea of your younger generation, but I wonder if they see it disappearing or whether they're building a new way of life. It's a very different generation now, isn't it? It's all this wokeness and you can be whatever you want to be and nobody can argue with that. And I do wonder if that actually makes the generation that are growing up like this now quite, I won't say wussy, but they're not stiff upper lip, they're not tough and rough anymore, they're not getting on with it. You know, when something happens, they fall apart at the seams and say, oh, you know, they were mean to me, I don't like it, I don't know what to do. You know, everybody's going to have a therapist soon. So yeah, I think we're going to become a little island of people doing their own thing, being very, I can't think of the word, but weak. Yeah, it's really weak. I mean, we were a strong country, we were strong people. Now we're just becoming weak. So yeah, all the Bondi Beach boys gone. The lovely muscles and all of that stuff, has that all disappeared? Are your younger generation, are they hidden away in their homes and their houses on their computers? Is it all like that now all over the world? Or a lot of the European and the British and worlds? Is that how it's gone now? I think if I come back in 100 years I probably would not recognise this country anymore. Would not recognise the people or the country. We'll see. So what's this new society we're building? Is it going to be very solo, closed off, people working from home all the time, money's crypto? I'm still lost. Money's crypto. Are people going to be offended by everything? They're going to be upset with hurty words all the time. I was thinking about America as well. I wonder how it's going over there. I mean, you guys have always shot from the hip, haven't you? You say what you think. Sorry, I thought it was a house. Because you say what you think, and you know, to hell with you. And at the moment, that's all good. They don't have the blasphemous laws, whatever you're calling them, that Boris and everybody's brought in. They don't have those laws. So they can still say what they want to say. We have to be very careful now, don't we, about what we say. So is America changing as well? And is the Australia changing as well? And I know Europe's changing as well. Everything's changing. We're going to be this society that really don't talk to each other anymore, don't communicate, probably have our own groups, not allowed to have any criticism at all about anything. Gosh knows how we're going to be able to talk about the weather. Beautiful day. Oh yes, beautiful day. It's raining a bit, but that's okay. Oh yeah, no, don't worry about the rain's fine. Don't say anything about the rain. You know what I mean? So, and we're now starting to be told that we have to understand that people are better than us in the UK, that we've done bad things, that we're not good people, and we're being made to feel so guilty about stuff. And that's really sad, because we're actually a very caring country. We care for our little communities, we care for the people around us. We're not evil. We don't want to keep going around shooting people or killing people. We're a good country. Things happened in the past because there were wars. That's why things happened in the past. There were wars, and when wars were won, countries were divvied out, weren't they? But that's got nothing to do with the people here and now, and it probably hasn't got anything to do with people, some of the people in the past. It was just what the generals and the dictators and whoever lost and won divvied out the countries. And then obviously, you know, things like slave labour came into being because some horrible people thought that was quite a good thing that they could do, because the Africans, or maybe the Aboriginals as well, all those who lived in their little communities, in their peace and quiet, in their peaceful and quiet worlds, were suddenly told that they were no longer able to live there. They had to come out and work for the white man. And you know, we're getting blamed for all of that in this country, and it's just not fair, because we talk about multiculturalism. We've lived with many different colours and creeds and religions in this country, and we've never had a war, well, not since I've been born, had a war about these things. You know, there's always big discussions. I'm not talking about Ireland, but I'm talking about, you know, strong feelings and, you know, real uprisings. And we've never had that. We've never had those. We've always lived amongst people and just let people live their life. And now we're told that we are not good people, that we are the bad person, bad white person, who should not be alive anymore. We should be gone, taken over. I just feel very sorry for our country. It's truly lost, isn't it, don't you think? So maybe that's why I'm looking for the minimalistic lifestyle now. That's why I'm not bothered about money, for the peace in my world, you know. It's gotten so bad, and everybody's fighting, and politics and religion is so big now, that I don't want to be part of that. So I am looking for a very quiet little world to live in, and that's why I'm looking for the minimalist way of life. Just enough to live in, to do some of the things I want to do, and live a quiet, peaceful life, do my videos to you guys, and, you know, just have a peaceful life without having to fight for every penny, for every hour. So I think that's why I'm looking for more minimalist. See how that goes. Okay guys, I'm ending my walk now, so I will catch you guys later.